Alrighty, so I have decided to do. I just did a video of my PS5s. Not like anybody's gonna care about that, but I do, and I'm doing this for posterity. I just want to keep this for life. I want you know to record this. Now, some of these need to be cleaned still. Let's just say more than half of these need to be cleaned, but a lot of these are actually finished. So this is my collection over the past year since January. And I started with two PS3 fat models for $50. They one was backwards compatible and the other one was Yellow Light of Death, but not backwards compatible. And I was hoping I could, use it to somehow fix the other one, but it wasn't gonna work. And that's kind of what the guy was trying to do too, but it wasn't gonna work. But it was a good experiment. It was one of my very first experiments, and it was a failed experiment. My next experiment was actually my PS5. I got that for $100, HDMI issues, and I decided I was like, well, I couldn't fix the USB. I couldn't solder fix that. It was beyond me. I didn't know what I was doing, but at least I could try to replace an HDMI port, and I did, and it worked. It cost me $8 to replace, so $108 for that. That was amazing. A great deal. And so, oh snaps! I didn't even get back into my. I was gonna load into my PS4 on the small TV because here's my PS5 just for the video, for video's sake. And that's my personal PS4. I keep it. I have two personal PS4s, PS4 Pros. One's upstairs in my room, and then one's down here. And then my son has a PS4, original fat PS4, for 500 gigabyte in his room. He used to play it a lot, but I don't know. It's just I don't know why he doesn't play it too much anymore. It gets boring. But this is my collection, and to to sum it up, I have 31 consoles. Okay. Oh shit! I think my thing froze. Ah, this is not a good video already, but I'm gonna keep going. So I have 31 consoles, and I'm gonna tell the story of how I got all of these. The only ones that I paid like full price for, oh shit! I could have just, oh well. The only one that I paid full price for was my very first PS5 and my very first PS4 and my very first PS3. I paid full price for all of those. And my very first PS3, I got it when I was not 21 almost, and my house had just gotten robbed. I was living by myself for the first time. I had worked Thanksgiving night on Black Friday for Walmart, and I was so happy. I had such a good night. It was such, I brought home some Tupperware, and when I get home, my house is turned upside down. My dog's in the corner full of piss, and I see BBs on the floor. So I was just imagining, because my gun was gone, my little BB gun, they had shot my dog. So, all that aside, that was my first PS3. Was after that they had stolen an Xbox 360 R2D2 edition that my brother had given me. And you know what happened after I told him that it got stolen? He was so pissed off at me. He's like, "Hey, that's why I don't give you shit." And I was like, "Whatever, man. I'm sorry. I'm sorry." So I went and got my very first console that I ever bought by myself, because I had a PS2, and luckily they did not steal that. Why, I have no idea. Honestly, it's God's good grace. That's why. So my PS3 Super Slim, 12 gigabyte. I got that, and I got it for $108 back in 2014. It was pretty sweet deal. And so back to today, or I guess my next console that I bought was a PS4 from my brother. I bought it from my brother. Plus, they gave me the VR headset. I got it for like 240 bucks total. And after like a couple of weeks of having it, the VR headset completely crept out on me. It really sucked. It was such a bummer. So, moving on. PS4, and then a couple years. That was in 2021. So I was playing with the PS3 from 2014 to 2021. Well, I mean, I had a PS3 before that, and I had the Xbox before that, but pretty much my first PS3 from 2014 to 2021. I then upgraded to my brother's PS4, my little brother's PS4, and man, what a jet engine that was! And that was the very first thing that I ever cracked open was my PS4, because it was just so ridiculously loud, and I would get the overheating thing. And you know what's so funny? I do get that actually on some PS4s that, when I get them there goes my PSP. Whenever I get a PS4 from some random, like some random person, and the quality of the PS4 is less than optimal, that one might overheat on me. Matter of fact, my personal PS4 Pro used to overheat on me when I first got it, and I had to take it completely apart and repaste it. The paste was all over the place, and it was just dirty. So then that was 2021. Then literally 2 years later, 2023, my mom's dying in February. I know this because I remember more in that time of her dying than that time, but more of being able to play Hogwarts Legacy. That was my escape from that time. That was my escape, was Hogwarts Legacy, and it was amazing. I got to experience that brand new game fresh out the box. I didn't even have a PS5, but my sister's boyfriend at the time did, and it was so cool to be able to. Huh. Okay. Okay. So I got Def Jam though. Anyways, it was so cool to be able to play it. I was so happy, so ecstatic, to finally play. I've been waiting for like years for that game, honestly. And it was a great reprieve from all the stress from my mother dying. So, anyways, and then like when we went home, I still really wanted to play the game. I was in a really dark place. I was so messed up, so dark, and I used to, think lowly of people that would say that as like, "You fucking pussy," but no, I was in such a dark place, and that game really helped me out. That and shrooms, it was a wild time. So, and that was, before I got into any of this, I guess. And then, so just beginning of this year, December really of 2024, I got really into like the cleaning of my personal PS4. And once I did clean it, and it no longer gave me the overheating, and then I knew about the thermal paste, and I took it apart again to thermal paste. I then did that to my PS3, and then I was like, you know what? Maybe I could jailbreak it, and I jailbroke my PS3. Um, I don't think I jailbroke this one. I think I jailbroke another one, which is the only reason why I jailbroke it, was because I got another PS3, and I was like, I'm gonna try to jailbreak this in case I break it, because that's what everyone's worried about. They're worried about breaking their console. But I'm gonna be real with you. If you follow the instructions, even half-ass follow them, and you mess up, and I messed up a lot, you're not gonna break your console. Like, don't be a dumbass. Follow instructions. Take your time. And I've never bricked a single console. I've never gotten banned from a single console. So, I'm doing something right. Anyways, so that started my journey of taking. I love to refurbish these things. There's some that say done. That means I refurbished it. That means it's been taken apart. This one is done, but it has HDMI issues, which, it is labeled as such. HDMI issues, okay? And all of them should be labeled. The ones that aren't even that one's labeled, but the sticker gives it away. These two right here I have saved, and they have games loaded onto them. They're saved for a customer, all right? And the reason I'm doing this video tonight and all is because I sold a PS4. I'm very ecstatic, a PS4 Pro jailbroken for $300. I was gonna say four, but I did not sell it for four. That's ridiculous, okay? For $300. And so it got me on a high, and I was like, you know what? It's about time I pull out all, because I don't have all of these on my listing, because I do all of this through Facebook Marketplace. I buy all of this through Facebook Marketplace. The only console other like before, like I was telling you the story of how I got all of my consoles legitimate, not like I paid at a store for them. Those 3 consoles, not even a store. I paid for them. I just consider it like me upfront paying, no longer haggling, no longer trying to do deals or anything. I just paid for them. I didn't think about deals, but now I think about deals. There's 3 consoles in here: a PS2 Fat, a PS3 Slim, and a PS4 Slim. The both the PS4 and the PS3, all of them can be jailbroken, and 2 of them are. The PS2 is not jailbroken only because I'm saving it for posterity. I don't know, but it's a relic, and I got it from Goodwill for $25. They wanted 50, but luckily, like, I went in and it was like I had the color of the week for being 50% off, so I got it for $25, which is exactly what I told them I would pay for it. Like, I wasn't gonna, like, and I didn't pay $50. So, anyways, I got that one. I took it apart. It was in pristine condition. I couldn't believe how good of a condition that PS2 is in. So I packed it up. It's mine. It's fresh. Every controller is mine from like my old PS2. I have another PS2. I have another PS2 Slim, silver. It was my very first console ever. My very first own console. It was given to me by my dad when I was living with my grandma. He got it for me for Christmas, and all he said was, maybe it was for my birthday. Who knows? Because I do know I got a guitar. Then after that, I got that PS2 because I sold the guitar. And he was like, "Don't sell this, or don't trade it for anything." I was like, all right," and I didn't. I still have it to this day, and it doesn't work. It's a bummer, but I love that thing. It honestly kept me through a lot of things. Like, this is a fond memory right here. This just looks like Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi, and it technically is. It's a spin-off of it. So next was my journey of just looking for consoles to jailbreak and then selling them. Like, I understood that, like, a PS3, you should be spending 25 to $50. That's it. Now I take them apart, I clean them, and then I jailbreak them, and I consider that, at least $100. I put them up on Facebook Marketplace for 150, $200. The CFW ones I put up for 200. The PS3 hens I put up for 150, and just patience is virtue. And I would appreciate more people who haggle. I really don't mind haggling. Like, because here's the thing, and I said this in a previous video, literally the video I just did about my 5 PS5s that I got for $870 total, which comes out to 174 each. I'm a little breathless. I'm sorry. The point is, you should always shoot for the moon and aim for the stars. You know what I mean? That means you have your goal, but you should always aim higher than your goal, because you never know just how far you're actually going to go. And at this moment, I am definitely shooting for the stars. So I have 35 consoles, 36 consoles, because I have 5 PS5s, and then I have 19 PS4s. I have 6 Wait a minute. PS3s? 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 4 PS3s and, 1 PS2 and 1 Xbox One. And maybe I'm missing some. I don't know. And technically, there's some that are broken, like these ones on the floor over here. This PS4 Pro, complete dud. That PS3, I stripped it of all of its parts. And my PS2 upstairs. So, I used to keep a tally of all the money that I was spending, because some of these PS4s, at the beginning, I didn't know what I was doing. I would spend $75 for some. I actually got a guy, I got him down to 60, and I actually ended up paying like $72 in like change, like an extra 20 bucks in change, and I got him like $70. So another guy, I traded a bike, my old bike that didn't even work, and a TV, flat screen TV, for his PS4, which at the time I could have probably saved and probably could have had on firmware like 11.0 or something, but that was before I even knew what jailbreaking was. Like a month before I knew what jailbreaking was. At this time, all I cared about was getting consoles to clean. I just wanted to break them apart and clean them. I was so invested in that. And so, like I said, I used to keep a tally. I was definitely in the negative margins as far as like making money off of these. And but by what really put me over the moon, but over like make actually to make money, was selling my personal PS5. Because once I finally got another PS5, I got it for $100. I remember how happy I was. I couldn't believe it. I got a PS5 for $100, and it smelled like shit. It smelled like cigarettes, and the HDMI busted. And I held on to it for a long time. I was afraid to work on it. I just sat on it for like a month, and then I finally busted it out, and I worked on it, and I fixed it, and the first console I got was a digital only, so I sold it. I bought it for 500 at Target. I sold it for 400. Okay, that put me up. That put me up big time. And as far as like, am I making money or losing money with this little project of mine, this little side hustle, this little hobby? Because that's what it is to me. It's just a hobby. I really enjoy this hobby, but it is just a hobby. I forgot. Probably should have mentioned that I got a VR headset for $40. That was pretty awesome. One hell of a grab. They wanted like 80, and I was like, just shoot your shot. You never know. That's why I said I really appreciate somebody who can haggle with me, because I don't know how. I've never liked to haggle, but now that I know how, it's like the art of the deal. The art of the deal, okay? That's what they say in It's Always Sunny, right? The art of the deal. So, not always, just in one episode, but so yeah, I have them listed high, and people almost never haggle with me. And if they do, I don't mind. Like they'll go. Let's say they go. I list a PS3 for $200, and they go, "Can you do one? Can you do 150?" I'm like, "Oh." Or maybe that sounds too reasonable, because I would say yes immediately to that. Like if they said 140, I'd probably go, "Can you just do 175?" And then bam, that's a big enough leap for them. Like, okay, and that's a haggle. I know they're not strong enough to fight me on it. So this one, 13.0, I traded a jailbroken PS3 for it. PS3 hen. I figured I could at least sell it for $50, whatever. And I had about 5 consoles on 12.02 that this was before the BDJ jailbreak, the Blu-ray jailbreak. So before that, I had these consoles, and they were duds to me because I was looking for 9.0s or 11.0s, anything that I could. I was very invested in the computer, the PPPone or whatever, PPone, PPWO. I don't know. Either way, you needed to connect the Ethernet to the PS4 to the computer, and then jailbreak it through that. And I was very good at it. It was very quick and easy. So yeah, this is becoming quite the jumble of information and useless video, but you know, it's just amazing. Of all these consoles that I got, the Xbox is in my closet. I don't want to pull it out. I probably should have, but this these PSPs are my most recent grabs. Other than I actually did get 2 PS5s recently for $370. That was my like final grab. But before that, I got these PSPs, and one I traded a PS4 for. I traded 13.02 PS4 for it, and I kind of regret that. I kind of wish I traded that Darth Vader one, because that other one was in such better condition, and I could have played. I could have played like I could have connected it to my accounts, and like I don't know, just my boys like to play a lot of the games that are on my PS5, and if I can just get them on my PS4, that'd be great. And I do have a lot of the games on the PS4, but you know what I mean. Anyways, so I traded that, and I got this, and it came with the charger and everything, and it works just fine. It has a crack, but who cares? And it's missing the thing, but I think it makes it even better. So I jailbroke it. It took me about 20 minutes. And then this one, they wanted $70. Or no, they wanted 120. No charger, 8 games, but no charger, no battery. And the quality of this thing, less to be desired. And it's cosmetic quality, but honestly, it's in great shape. So I can't even divulge my strategy of how I got this, because I feel like it would ruin future investments, future deals. But I will indulge. Fuck it. So I was doing what I call a three three account strategy where I happen to have. Hold on. I happen to have three accounts, three Facebook accounts. Two that are fake because I made them back in the day when I was like, checking up on some ex-girlfriends. Not like, it sounds weird when I say it like that. Fuck it. I'm gonna continue with this anyways. I was checking up on, my girlfriend at the time and making sure that she was faithful. I'm like, yo, baby, what's up? That was it. That's all I ever used it for. And then, that was like 10 years ago. So 10 years later, I have these legit accounts. Well, I mean, fake accounts, but they're legit because they're 10 years old. Nobody's going to question a 10-year-old account. So I start off with my account most of the time. I'm like, will you trade? That's what I'm always interested in. I just want to trade. And I go for the PS5s. I go for whatever's out there. I'll trade. Are you willing to trade? And they're like, no, I want money. So they have their price. And I'm like, okay, I don't offer a price for my guy, from me personally. I go to my next account. And then I go, I give them a low ball amount, and they go, no, thank you. And then the next guy, I give another low ball amount, and they go, we can do this. And I'm like, nothing. I ghost them. So then I go back to my main account, and I give them a low ball, give them another low ball amount, and then they go either yes or they give me slightly higher than what they wanted. But this guy, for 120, he wanted this, and I say, like right off the bat, he didn't want to trade. So I go, could you do $60? Because I felt like that was actually pretty reasonable. And he was like, no, how about 80? And I was like, that's actually reasonable, but I don't know the quality of this thing. I didn't say that though, so I let it be. So I went to my next account and I went, could you do whatever? I don't know what I said. Who cares? I asked and he said no. So I went to the third account, and then I was like, could you do, and this is how it worked. On my third account, I was like, could you do 50? And because he was already like getting yes, no back and forth with the other two accounts, and he was already getting worn down, he just went for it. He said, yeah. And you know what? On that third account, I not only like asked 50, but I also explained. I was like, I see, because on the description, it even said that it was missing a charger. I see that it's missing a charger, and it says that you haven't played it. Is there any way for you to confirm that it works? Can I do it for 50? And he was like, because I haven't played it in like 15 years, yeah, $50 is fine. So I got it for $50. The way I see it, because the way I see these things is like, some of these I got for $20, some I got for 100. Not gonna lie, but the ones I got for 100, they also came with controllers, like a lot of controllers, and I see controllers as money. All right, because I try to sell each one of these with the controller, and also I'm always trying to get the best controller for myself. I do have some pretty good ones. Not this one, not this one, not this one. This one and this one. Wait, is this blue? No, it's black. That's not a good one. The blue ones are good. The red ones are good usually. That pink one is a good one. I have a good wired one up there. It's pretty good. That one's a good one. Okay. I have some good ones in a box that I have inside PS4 controller boxes. Like my old PS4 controller boxes that I saved. I have them in there, so that way, if for whatever reason, if I ever have to go back, I still got it. I'm pretty sure I have a good one in here that's wrapped up, but I don't know how long that'll last. Look at this. This is down on its joysticks. So again, I don't know how long that'll last. Yeah. So I traded one guy for a PSP. This was actually a much better deal than this one. The trade, totally worth it. And I would consider that PS4 that I traded $50 to $70 max. So it was definitely a very even trade. And I think I did give him a controller. I gave him a shitty controller, probably. Not the best controller, not the worst, but it wasn't. I didn't leave him empty-handed. And then this one, yeah, I bought $50, not bad. So that leads me to the conclusion of this story. I'm just so proud of myself. I don't know. I love my little collection. I covet my collection. I should honestly pull out my PS5 so that way it's like an even grander collection. I should just one day have them all out, every single one, Like, I wish I could open a store for these, but you know, I'm pretty sure I can't because I sell them jailbroken. So I'm pretty sure there's something against that. But anyways, y'all have a good night. Thank you for whoever decides to watch this.